He'd already been judged for remaining in an unrepentant state and with an unrepentant spirit. So he had judged the city of Bethsaida, and he didn't do any miracle there because they were in an unrepentant state. They were not receptive to his works. Are y'all with me in here? And so he led the man out of town. Matter of fact, in Bethsaida, there were a bunch of doubters. In Bethsaida, there were a bunch of critics. In Bethsaida, there were a bunch of negative folk. And so Jesus said, I can't heal this man right here in this city called Bethsaida. I better lead him where? I better lead him out of town. Let me share with you on tonight, and I'm moving on. It's a dangerous thing to hear the message. It's a dangerous thing to hear the message, then reject the message. Oh my God, I better say that again. I want you to get that in here on tonight. I don't want you to get that on the way home. It's a dangerous thing to hear the message, then reject the message, and harden your heart in unbelief. Do I have any help in here? And so it says that he led the man out of town. Let me rush now because I want to try and help somebody tonight. Maybe that's why you've missed your miracle. Maybe that's why you need your second touch. Come on and help me here because you've been, oh my God. You need to get away from some critics. You need to get away from some doubters. You need to get away from some negative folk. Y'all not helping me in here tonight. Maybe that's why you've missed your miracle. Hanging around negative folk, hanging around unbelieving folk, hanging around unrepentant folk. That can hinder your miracle. Do I have any help in here tonight? Hey. And so it said he led the man out of the town. Watch this, watch this. And when he had spit on his eyes, it seems gross, but it was an effective method for Jesus. He spit on the man's eyes and then laid his hands. Are y'all with me in here tonight? Upon the man's eyes. Watch what he says. And he asked him, do you see anything? He asked him, do you see? Yeah. Anything. Now, people of that day and time, people in biblical antiquity, Pastor Nixon, they believed that spit had a little miracle healing power to it. And so Jesus met them right where they were. He spit on the man's eyes and put his hands up on him and asked him, do you see anything? And watch what happens in 24. He looked up and said, I see men, but I see them like trees walking. I see, but my vision is foggy. I see, but my vision is dim. Are y'all with me here? He said, I see men like trees, he says, walking. Do y'all see that? In other words, he's saying, I can see, but I can't see clearly. I can see, but it's rather dim right now. I can see, but it's faint right now. I can see, but it's blurry. And so Jesus knew that this man needed a second touch. Because he couldn't see clearly. Do I have any help in here tonight? I'm gone. Listen, because this man could not see clearly, Jesus knew that this man needed a second touch. Do I have any help in here tonight? Let me share with us. Hold on. Let me share with us here. Jesus, after that, he put his hands again. Everybody say again. That's the second touch. Do I have any help in here tonight? That's the second touch. He put his hands upon his eyes again and made him look up, and he was restored and saw everything clearly. Hold on, I got to argue another point and then I'm gone. Why did Jesus heal this man in stages? Why did Jesus heal this man in stages? Because, Pastor, when I look at the miracles that Jesus did, his miracles that he did, they were instantaneous miracles. Y'all remember when he changed water into wine? That was an instantaneous miracle. If you look at John, you go over there to the 4th chapter, and you see towards the end of the 4th chapter, you will see that there's a nobleman's son that's 20 to 22 miles away in Capernaum. And Jesus is in Cana of Galilee, and Jesus said, go your way, your son lived. Just spoke a word. And when the man got there, he saw that his son that was dying was now living. It was an instantaneous miracle. Y'all remember in John chapter 5 what happened? The man that was diseased for 38 long years at the pool of Bethesda. Y'all know about him. That man, Jesus said, you don't have to go wash in the pool of Siloam. Just rise, take up your bed, and start walking. That was an instantaneous miracle. Do y'all remember the 5,000 that Jesus said, men, not including women and children? He took 2 fish and 5 loaves, which is just a fish sandwich in your and my hand. And when it got into Jesus' hands, it multiplied and fed everybody, and they got full. And guess what? They had 12 baskets full left over. It was an instantaneous miracle. Y'all remember Lazarus, don't you? Lazarus, come forth. He came forth. It was an instantaneous miracle. Why is it that this man here had to be healed in stages? Why is it that this man here had to be healed step by step? Y'all ask some good questions. I like William Chapel. Y'all ask some good questions. Minister Zimmer, y'all ask some good questions. I like them questions. Y'all ask some good questions. Listen, apparently the man's faith was weak and had to be strengthened. Oh, we can identify with him. Apparently the man's faith was weak and needed to be strengthened step by step. Apparently the man's faith was weak and needed to be strengthened stage by stage. This man needed to grow more. Evidently this man needed to grow more spiritually. Are y'all with me in here tonight? Apparently this man needed to grow more in faith before he could be healed. You're saying, why do you say that? Because of this. And then I'm gone, seriously. Because this man never opened his mouth and asked Jesus to touch him. Do I have any help in here tonight? Remember, it was who? It was his friends that opened their mouths on his behalf and said, Jesus, would you touch him? Are y'all with me in here tonight? And remember, the man did not have a problem with opening his mouth. Because when Jesus said, do you see something? He said, yeah, I see trees, men as trees walk. He opened his mouth. But he never opened his mouth to say, Jesus, I need you to touch me and heal me. Evidently, the man needed to be healed step by step. Do y'all see that tonight? He needed to be healed stage by stage. Remember, the man did not have problems with his mouth. The man had problems with his eyes. Do I have any witnesses in here tonight? Let me share with us Jesus. Thank God that he did not overlook this man. Even though Bethsaida was already judged, Jesus never overlooked this man. Do I have any help in here tonight? Let me share with us, this man's faith was weak, but Jesus never left the man. Am I right about it? Now watch what happens. Jesus put his hands upon the man's eyes again. Somebody say again. That's where the subject comes in, a second touch from the master. Anybody with me in here on tonight? After he put his hands again upon his eyes, he made him look up. And the Bible said that the man saw everything clearly. Am I right about it? As I go to my seat on tonight, I want to share with somebody. This man had a second touch from the master. Am I right about it? This man was given a new outlook on life. Do I have any help in here? This man was given a fresh testimony. Oh, do I have any help in here tonight? Everywhere this man went, he could tell that Jesus will give you a fresh start if you let him touch you for a second time. Oh, am I right about it? Let me share with us on tonight. Those of us whom the Lord has touched, we should go around telling everybody that Jesus will give you a fresh start if you let him touch you. Am I right about it? And let me share with us on tonight. Y'all remember Job, don't you? Job needed a second touch from the Lord. He lost all of his sheep. Y'all remember that? He lost all of his camels. He lost all of his oxen. Am I right about it? He lost all of his donkeys. Matter of fact, Job had 10 funerals in one day. He lost 7 sons and 3 daughters, all in one day. Am I right about it? He had a wife that told him to curse God and die. Y'all not helping me on tonight. He had to sit in sackcloth and ashes, and his friends that visited him were miserable comforters. But let me share this, when God touched him for a second time.